Going live. Hey everybody, and welcome to another evening of Hobby and Chat with CGN. I am joined by the full crew, which always gives me a full heart. Thank you so much, friends, for showing up tonight with us. I hope that you have a project ready to work on with us. I will just go first today. Sean, I'm gonna kit bash something.
What?
Why would you do that?
I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. I have no instructions. I'm gonna make the thing from memory, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm gonna kit bash my captain on bike. That's what's happening. Aaron,
Yes.
what you doing?
I'm going to be finishing up my skeletons for Cursed City. They are very close to be finished. I will
Yeah.
be getting them done. It's kind of difficult to see. I got some rust effects on them. Just need to do a little dry brushing and just pick out the bone a little bit. But they're almost done.
And Josh, what are you doing?
I'm finishing up the basing on 3 characters and a big unit of incubi.
Awesome. And Shizzle, my nizzle dizzle.
Building dudes, man. Building dudes.
Building dudes. I need to channel your spirit. So however you can help me channel your spirit, please send it to me.
What
Send
do
your
you
spirit.
want your guy to look like, and what gear do you want him to have?
Well, I don't have any of my Space Marine bits, but he has the relic axe. He has a plasma pistol, and he has a storm shield.
Okay.
And I was gonna use the storm shield with the skeleton on it because it's
Okay.
cool.
Okay. Do it.
But it's really big.
It is really big.
It's really, really big.
Is there
Well,
any way to kind of trim it down, lose some fat on it?
nah, not really.
I mean, I guess it's not. Is it that much bigger? Yeah,
Well,
it's like 50% bigger than the storm shield without the skeleton.
Oh, it's that big one.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Good luck with that.
you think it's 50% bigger?
I mean, I'm literally looking at them. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definite.
but you
Fif-
can't read
50% bigger.
instructions. So
Yeah,
let me take a look.
50% bigger. Yes, not 100% bigger, but 50% bigger.
I'm really reluctant to believe that, Aaron. I mean, I'm probably
Just
gonna
show
say
it to him on camera.
it is. You are absolutely right. It is significantly larger than
Yeah.
the Blade Storm, or the Blade Storm, the Blade Guard Ancient sword or shields. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should use a shield from the Blade Guard Ancients or
Yeah. That's well.
whatever they are,
I,
veterans
I
from
have
your
both of those.
combat set.
I have both of those available. Oh shoot! I did need to check my list because I couldn't remember which gun I put on him.
And you changed up your list for the next 500, right?
No, the only thing that I've changed now is the chapter tactics.
Okay.
Just totally
Um,
legal. Everything's fine.
uh,
Shivan, you're doing a clothing swap on the Valkyrie.
Yeah, clothing swap.
Yeah.
clothing,
Are
quote.
we talking about the
There's no.
Valkyrie, the plane? That's all
No,
right. I see it.
yeah, he has a combi melta, but I don't think I have a combi melta gun.
Um, Basically, combi meltas are really really simple to make. You if you have a melta gun, you don't want to do that. So,
I have a plasma
um,
pistol.
where are all your Space Marine bits? You've been playing this
That's
game for 20
what
years
I've.
and you don't have Space Marine bits?
They're all in the studio. That's the pro. That's what I was just complaining about.
That's utterly ridiculous. Okay, so here we go. What what boxes of miniatures do you have available to you right now?
I
War
have.
Machine.
I have the ninth edition box set.
All right, so ninth edition box set, right? So
Uh-huh.
you need a shield and an axe.
Uh-huh.
You want to
I
steal.
technically, like, one hand is going to be on the car, so the axe doesn't technically take up a hand because it's a relic.
Yeah, but the axe is cool. So if you can model the axe, I would recommend to model the axe, but you obviously don't have to, right?
Yeah.
What you do want to do though is you want to steal the lieutenant's storm shield from that box because it is the size of a blade guard veteran's shield, which is, as you said, 50% smaller, however math works. Um,
Well,
so that'll give
all the storm shields look the same to me.
they're the same shape, but when I held up the shield you were talking about from the captain
Uh-huh.
to the shields that the blade guard veterans use,
Yeah, I see the three
that's
shields.
but that's where the difference is, man. Like, look that
All three I'm saying, oh, I see. One of them has a purity seal.
it has a scroll across the middle and two purity seals.
It
And the
has a
reason you want
scroll across the middle and two purity seals.
yeah,
Mine has one
look at my
purity
camera.
seal.
Oh, that's because you're looking at the blade guard veterans, not the lieutenant. There's a lieutenant somewhere, maybe on a
Oh,
server.
I see the lieutenant. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
separate. He's also the dude with the plasma pistol.
He's also the most useless guy that there is in the box set, so he's the one that if you're gonna chop up stuff, he's a good candidate.
Why is he the most useless?
He's not
Okay,
good.
maybe not the most useless. He's got a
Great
Voltec
explanation.
relic blade and a shield. Normally, you're going to want to spend your money on another Blade Guard veteran to be inside of the squad, or on a more powerful support character, like in my case Ezekiel, or the captain. Anyway,
So
what
yeah,
you
so
need top that model.
Chaplain's back in. I'm not changing him up. The ATVs are in one squad now, which was always the plan, because they can run up to 3. I'm bringing a Storm Speeder, Hail Strike, and an Outrider squad. And my captain, who's new, is now the Warlord, and he has Selfless Healer and Rites of War. So Rites of War gives my bikers OBSEC. So there'll be another unit of bikers coming in the next 500 points. But right now it'll be 3 bikers with the chaplain. The chaplain litany has changed to let everything within 6 inches of him reroll charges.
Nice.
Plus I think it gives +1 attack on the charge. Plus the bikes themselves get +1 attack on the charge. And then I also have Selfless Healer, which allows him to either heal or bring back a bike. So there'll be 5 bikes, 1 chaplain, 1 captain, and then 3 Primaris bikers in this next 500 points, along with 1 of the 3 Hail Strikes. And then the next 500 points will be a second Outrider squad, right? So there'll be another 3 bikes, and then another Storm Speeder Hail Strike, and I believe the Skyfall Hammerfall Sky Fortress. I believe that's coming in. But you know what? I don't understand the rule on it, because the rule on it seems really OP. It says that it can shoot any available unit.
Yes.
Well, what's its range though?
36 inches on the guns and 72 inches on the missiles.
I thought it has flamers.
No, it can
No,
have
when you charge it,
bolters or
turn into
flamers.
flamers.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you charge it?
When it gets charged, I think that
No. You have to pay for
bolters
the flamers.
Uh,
The flamers are an upgrade.
okay. I thought
I'd
had
have to
special
see
ability.
it, the rules for it.
It's weird. My understanding of the ruling is that it can fire each weapon at every viable target, aka every target that it can see.
Correct.
In line of
Right.
sight with each weapon system.
Correct.
Yes.
So that's I don't know what that.
That is a lot of shooting.
Yeah,
So
but what's
what
the
guns
ballistic
does it
skill?
have?
It's got a heavy bolter and some sort of.
No,
missile.
it has 4 heavy bolters. There's 1 on each corner, and a giant missile, which is like the old missile system on steroids. It's either strength 10 or strength 5d6 blast.
Yeah, so
Like-
either you're gonna get to drop that thing and shoot.
Drop it. It
optimally
just starts on the battlefield.
nuke it, or you're gonna go first, and someone's gonna seize the initiative and blow it the fuck up.
It's like T8 12 wounds.
Well,
Let-
with the amount of terrain that's supposed to be on tables for 9th edition, like, I mean, you might get 1 or 2 lanes, but it's not like you're actually going to be able to shoot everything on the
Okay,
board.
it's T8
I-
14 wounds. I'm sorry.
I guess it's got to be 3 inches away from all terrain types. Too, because it is the
Right.
battlefield, whatever. It's a fortification, which
Yeah.
makes it really hard to drop, I guess.
No?
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you should play with it and murder Josh's army with it.
Yes, do that thing.
Yes, have some.
Get some.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be in the army. It
Yeah.
is. It's gonna be in the army.
What's
So
it
yeah,
called? Hammerfall what?
Hammerfall bunker, and its loadout. So it does. Here's the unfortunate thing is it doesn't fall inside the detachment, so that like you can't assign it a chapter. So it doesn't get the reroll, right? And it doesn't get the
It
double.
doesn't get
And it doesn't get the double wounds. So it doesn't get the salamander reroll, and it doesn't get the iron hands double wounds, or iron fists, or whatever it is. So anyways, the missile launcher 72 inches, heavy 2d6, strength 6, AP 01, or range 72, heavy 2, strength 10, AP minus 2, d6. And it has four Hammerfall heavy bolter arrays, which is strength 5, AP minus 1, 2 damage, or Hammerfall flamer array, which is heavy d6, strength 5, AP minus 1, damage 1. And is it 4 or is it 1? Is the array 1 or is it 4? This is important.
It's 1 array, so it's basically
Okay, 1 array.
1 heavy bolter.
But
That-
as you said, it still gets.
But it shoot it at every available target.
Yeah, so the defensive array looks like it works just with either the flamer or the bolter array. So yeah, you'll be able to shoot that heavy 3 against all eligible targets, which is pretty cool.
Huh?
It says in your shooting phase, each time this model is selected to shoot, its Hammerfall Heavy Bolter array or its Hammerfall Heavy Flamer array can target and resolve attacks against every eligible enemy unit.
Okay, so it's just the guns, not the missiles.
It's just the guns, not the missiles, and it's just 3 shots against every target. It's still a lot, but yeah, it's just 3. How many points is that bad
I
boy?
think that depends.
175.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to use it right, man.
You're just gonna.
Yeah, I
have
think
to,
the
You're
interesting
just gonna have to
thing will
not
be,
pull an Aaron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just don't
Hey,
be.
it'll
Sharon.
be difficult
Me.
to place, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, don't pull an Aaron.
Yeah, I'm with you, Josh. I think it's gonna be a little bit difficult to place, and it does.
Why is it gonna be difficult to place?
It has to be 3 inches away from every terrain type.
Okay.
So you can't put it like touching a hill, or you can't there's just stupid things that come up.
Like imagine the
that will-
terrain board and then how much space you'd have to put a piece that's that big with 3 inches on each side of
Right.
clearance.
But the next round is 1,000 points, so we're playing on a board twice as big.
No, I get it, but there's still going to be the same amount of terrain. It'll just be it's
Oh,
not going to
man.
be the same amount of terrain on a bigger board. It will be more terrain on a bigger board.
Right.
Right.
Well, we're definitely not gonna put down so much terrain that I can't play my army. That's not gonna
Aaron needs a
happen.
haircut. Yeah, Aaron could use a haircut.
I'm getting a haircut on the 5th.
No lies.
No lies. Why are you mad about that?
Yeah, why are you
I
mad
don't
about
care
that?
about your haircut. I dropped parts and now I have to go
Oh.
Oh.
under my
Fooled
desk.
you.
I thought Sean
I-
cared about me, but he doesn't.
I do also need a haircut. When are you cutting your hair?
The 5th.
That's stupid. It's a terrible day to pick.
Why?
Why?
It's 5.
What's wrong
Cinco
with
de Mayo?
Yeah.
What's wrong with 5?
Are you gonna go get your hair cut and then get a margarita?
I don't drink.
Probably
Oh, that's
not.
right.
I'll get a virgin margarita.
So a lime slushy.
Yeah,
Aw.
with salt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful.
I'm excited to get my hair cut, actually.
You should be.
Um,
Are you gonna
I've-
actually get it cut though?
yeah.
Not just trimmed?
I googled cool young haircuts
Oh.
for men.
Nice. Please continue.
Dude, I
Yeah.
think you're not allowed to get a cool young haircut if you have to Google it.
Well, that's what I did. And then I sent out a survey to trusted people, which is why none of you got it.
Oh, I see.
And I have some selections that all involve having the side of my head very, very short and the top of my head a little bit longer. Just variations of that. And I think I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna be like, do whatever. I have enough hair. Do whatever you want. I haven't had a haircut in a year.
I had a poll, but just do whatever.
Just
And
do
it didn't
whatever you.
mean
I
shit.
want cool. I want something cool. I want something different. I don't want to second guess myself.
You should bring a picture of somebody cool in, that way they would know.
Yeah, like David Hasselhoff.
Like Marty McFly.
This guy right here.
Marty McFly. He
You
was
like that?
he was fly. Marty McFly was fly. So yeah, that's happening. But in non-hair related news,
Okay.
Josh found this wonderful video that I'm not gonna play all of, but um it says Games Workshop featured on TV in 1984. It's really like a news piece of a guy going into a game store, but he happens to like interview the two founders of Games Workshop about Dungeons and Dragons, ironically. And then he goes to the Games Workshop store where Tim Cook is the store manager. And the whole thing is just absolutely wonderful because
But it's not also ironic about the Dungeons
No.
and Dragons part,
They
because
brought-
during that time, that's what they did. That's what White Dwarf originally was a mod magazine for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, they were the only licensees for Dungeons and Dragons in the UK.
They
and
still
possibly
are.
Europe.
They still
Yeah,
are. Yeah.
Well, that's why they were big in D&D. So
Yes, I know.
I like how they bought the pewter models like out of those like screw drawers.
Yes, they had like
That was awesome.
shelves of models. But like in the episode, he like gives this like poor news anchor a terrible character and then abducts that character in the game so that he can't even play the game. And then Tim Cook, who's the store manager, proceeds to make fun of his clients. And then the news outlet gives an example of the type of person that he was making fun of. And I'm just like, nothing has changed. Like, wow. Why would you make fun of your clients? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Because you know you're a fraud. I don't know.
But yeah,
Like, I got them all fooled.
We'll link it in the Discord video. It's worth a look. It's pretty cool. It's fun to see Steve Jackson and all of them way back in 1984.
Way back in '84.
Did everybody watch it, or did just Josh and I watch it?
I think
Just you,
just you,
Just we
Josh.
watched We're the only ones. We're hardcore.
Yeah. It
I'm
was
glad
good.
you enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it. Oh no! Don't do that. Okay.
All right, so Aaron,
What?
how's
What?
your kit bashing going? What's it look like? What's the deal?
So far, I've assembled the. I'm assembling the bike. I haven't actually done any kit bashing. I didn't realize that all the bikes don't go together exactly the same way. Like I thought that they're like I just thought that they all push fit together, but they actually don't.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
So I'm searching for the correct left half of this bike, which I haven't found yet. Which could be this one. I found it. I think I found it.
I mean, there's only so many options.
There's 4 options. No, there's 3 options.
Should be 3, right? Because I was about to say, hey, you got
Yeah.
4 options.
No, there's 4 options because of the. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, there's 3 options. I thought I had an extra chaplain, but I don't.
Gotcha. Oh. Um,
Oh.
the chaplain's backpack from the Indominus set is an awesome bit. It has a huge, beautiful Rosarius or Iron Halo, sorry,
Yep.
on the back, and it's got a whole bunch of purity seals and stuff. That is what you want to use for your captain.
Yeah. I already cut that out. I already
Go
cut
team.
that. I already cut that out. It has, but I don't know if I'll actually be able to put it on because the purity seals I think are going to be too low.
You got some green stuff.
What? How does green stuff fix this problem?
You cut the purity seal off. You glue it back after you've
But
mounted the die in the back.
I already cut out a whole bunch of individual purity seals. I have like 15
Whoa.
purity seals that I can just stick on wherever I want.
Well, you can never have too many purity seals. But yes, just as long as you get that iron halo, that's the important.
But because there's another backpack that has an iron halo attached to it.
But it is the huge, dope, amazing iron halo.
It's a pretty big dope iron halo.
Well,
Yes.
Aaron, you do what you want with the pretty big
Bunker
dope.
hard to place. It needs an open space just under 12 by 12 to go down, and in most games with regular terrain density, those are going to be hard to come by.
Oh, you need a
Zydan.
foot, huh?
Don't you poo-poo my Skyfall Hammer
Zydan,
Fortress.
We're
So
just
you
trying
need
to
a
stop you
square
from making a
foot.
mistake,
So you need essentially a square foot
Yeah,
to
that's
drop
which
it.
will never happen on a Warhammer 40 game board.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say it never will. But
I don't
exactly 1 or 2.
I'm gonna read the fortification rules because I'm pretty sure that you're allowed to take your fortifications and that they count as terrain when you're putting down terrain. Because otherwise, how would you put down the landing pad or the giant building
This
Or
one might come
Fortress
in
of Redemption.
differently.
or the Tau
Doesn't it like
armor?
drop down just to begin with? Like it doesn't get placed like
I don't believe so.
terrain.
That's what I've seen about the Hammerfall Fortress. Is everyone's like you can't place it.
Then
It's
you
like
can't
called
if you can't
Hammerfall.
the Hammerfall fortress is the smallest of all the fortresses, so then you can't take any fortresses. You can't take any bastions.
Yes,
You can't take anything.
correct.
Well, we're playing narrative, so tough shit.
That's
Yeah, Aaron, read the rules. Tell me what it says. We'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Then why are we gonna read the rules?
Because
Yeah.
I want something to base off of.
'Cause I want-
But the
well.
easy
Here's
answer
my
is,
rules: is that
when does
it can
it
only target one model around them.
Nope.
Nope.
When does it deploy? That's the question, Aaron.
Sure.
If it deploys at the beginning of the game, right during deployment, we can do one thing. If you have to deploy it like you would a drop pod, then we do another thing.
I think it's like a drop pod,
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
but it's at the beginning of the game. Like I think like everything else gets placed and then it comes in from reserve sort of deal.
Too many
All right,
purity
so
seals.
here's
By
the
the
deal.
way, should
Here's
we
the deal.
cover
When you play
the
with
whole
it-
Aaron's choices to just not put terrain out and put it
No,
into
Aaron-
another room?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So, Aaron,
Listen, that was
Aaron,
totally.
oh my-
Which Aaron?
you.
Okay,
Of
what?
course.
Hammerfall Bunker. Okay, when you deploy it at the beginning of the game, you will roll your scatter and 3d6, and you will always scatter that far. Wherever you land, you move the terrain away from your model so that you can place it where it lands.
So it has Hammerfall bunker building vehicle. So I need to look up. We need to look up building rules, right? And we need to look
I
up
just told you
placing
how
terrains.
the narrative-
John, did you hear what
I like
Aaron
what you're
tried to
saying.
pull?
I like what you're saying.
What I'm
Did you-
saying
did-
is GX.
Sean,
That's how it goes. So
in our game that we played, in our games that we played,
Mhm.
Aaron tried to just, when it was his turn to place a piece of terrain,
I chose not to place a piece of
he
terrain.
chose to take it and put it into another room. And I'm like, no,
okay,
that's not what you do.
that's some bullshit, Aaron.
I just was choosing
And
not
then he
to
just
place
Yellow
started-
it.
card. Where's
And-
my yellow card?
And
I
then
was
he
just-
was
Yellow
putting
toothbrush.
terrain in all the corners.
Yellow toothbrush. Do a better job.
No. I was just saying I was choosing not to place a piece of terrain. It doesn't say that you have to place terrain. It says you go back and forth and choose a piece of terrain. So I chose a piece of terrain to
place.
not place. It doesn't say that you have to place it. It just says choose terrain.
Nah. So
Well,
if-
then you don't have to place, then the other person gets to place extra then.
No,
Yep.
it doesn't say that.
It goes back and forth. If you decline to choose,
so. Oh my God, you guys are gonna make me like really read the rules and shit. You fucking douchebags.
I just feel you need to place all the terrain. If you're gonna say, hey, these are the pieces that we're gonna use.
I feel like if you are choosing,
you-
if it's your turn to choose, you are allowed to choose to not place terrain. Like you
No,
can
but
choose-
And
yes,
then
and
the
then
other
the other
person
person-
gets to place that piece.
Why?
Or an
Why
extra
does all
piece.
the terrain
Question.
have to be used?
Oh my God, now I gotta go get
Oh
the
my
rule book.
god, really?
guys are
Aaron?
Because
horrible.
we didn't count. We didn't like
I'll be back.
like
I'll be back.
there are in the book it shows
Is this
pictures
like
of
a
the board.
troll question?
No, in the pictures of in the book, there have pictures of the boards, and we had double the amount of terrain that was shown on a patrol board. Double.
Okay.
So what we should have done is had half the amount of terrain so that it was commensurate with what the rules
All
are
right.
saying
Well,
that
we
you
didn't
should have.
know.
And so, but instead we chose double. So because we
No,
had
we
so
didn't-
much terrain out,
I didn't know that.
I
Josh,
just
did you know
chose-
that?
I decline to agree with that statement until the proof is available.
Okay, well you can go. You can just open the book and look at the amount of terrain that's on the board, and it says like 3 to 6 pieces, and we were placing like 6 to 12, which
Okay,
is
well, why
fine.
didn't you just say something?
Which is fine because it looks great. So that's why I was just like, I declined to put down a terrain. We don't have to use all the terrain that we picked. Like that wasn't the purpose of me putting out the terrain. The purpose of me putting out all those different pieces was to make sure that we had variation, that each game had slightly different pieces of terrain. And then you guys just like freaked out on me when I was like, I declined to place this piece of terrain.
Well,
That's not in the rules.
That's because we didn't talk that it was a pool to choose from when we were going to do X number of pieces.
Well,
I was.
That's
under the
like you're
assumption
removing a
that was the pile.
poxwalker after you placed other poxwalkers.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. Okay. That was my favorite part. So I'm sure everybody's heard about it by now. But there was a cheating scandal. And then last week he posted an apology, and for some reason Spiky Bits featured it, which doesn't make any sense to me because it's like obviously this person is very skilled at what he's doing and he's very subtle at it, and it took the freaking internet watching a live game to finally catch him at these stupid subtle things. So he's clearly not a good player, he's a cheater. And so he shouldn't get featured on Spiky Bits for offering an apology and then what's really weird about the Spiky Bits article is that it has pictures of his trophies, right? In between his apology. He like starts out his apology. I'm a cheater. Couple sentences. Picture of his like really cool army. Couple more sentences. Pictures of his trophies. And it's like, dude, like enough. You got caught cheating. It's over. You know what I mean? Like, and it was really blatant. And what he did, like one of the ones that he did, you're going to appreciate this, Aaron. Did you watch it?
The video, I watched some of the video.
So what's the stratagem where you get to bring back, where you roll the D7, D6, and on a 3+ or 4+ you get to bring back poxwalkers?
Dead walks again or something
Dead
like
walks
that.
again, yeah. So he did that, and he got 6 back, right? And so what he did is he placed 7 and then removed 1 from the original pack that was on the board. So he still was net 6, but he took the farthest one away and essentially made it the closest one.
Right.
Yeah,
so
so
he
that's
could get better
basically like-
placement.
Yeah,
You can't do that, right?
Nope.
Yeah, it's
That's
stealing
cheating.
2 or 3 or 4 inches of movement.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy, and the fast rolling and the lying, and then he was using the rule where it's damage -1. Apparently, he was doing that against groups of mortal wounds.
I mean, yeah, the guy was just blatantly cheating. I mean, a bunch, which means that he's been doing it in lots of tournaments for a long time, and probably has won plenty of events as a result of cheating. And he's probably not nearly as good as he claims to be. And it's just, I mean, people cheat. There's crappy people like that out there. This,
What I think is
Wow.
weird is that like he knew he's on stream. Like
yeah,
he's gonna.
right.
Yeah, I don't.
Interesting.
I thought
mean,
that was
the
really
quest-
dumb.
The question is, how many streams has he been on that he's gotten away with it? I
All right.
guess.
Well,
No, that's not the question. The question is how many tournaments has he played and gotten away with it? And the answer to that is everyone up till now, potentially.
right.
And that's
And
a big fucking
I
problem.
don't
And
understand.
I read the article, right? I read the thing and I went back and I looked at the linked stuff. His apology was garbage. His apology is an apology I would not accept from one of my children. It made no claim to ownership of specific actions, and it made no specific promises to me about behavior in the future.
Yeah, he just said
So he can go fuck off.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't even understand why his apology was featured on Spiky Bits. That's what is weird to me.
They're friends
No,
with him.
yeah, because
I'm
they're
pretty
friends.
certain.
Yeah, these are. I
Oh.
mean, that's what that is the
Oh.
only answer that can possibly be, because I mean, this guy is like, just because you got caught cheating and the Olympics for doping, and then we're like, oh, I'm sorry I cheated. I'm gonna do better in the future.
Gotcha. I didn't realize that.
And
That
he
was
didn't even
the...
say sorry I cheated. He was like, well, yeah, he did, but he didn't
did.
say but he didn't. I was moving models. I was like, you want to fess up to something, you fucking fess up to it. So like his apology was garbage.
Yeah, and the other and like the other and to the other point is like you would expect him to take ownership of other tournaments that he's won where he's cheated.
Well, that's the thing, is like, why isn't ITC stripping him of all of his ITC wins?
No, they're only banning him from getting points for a
Yup.
year.
Yep.
And then he's going and then his
I
article
thought
didn't
it's
make
only
sense.
for a month.
No, it's
No,
for...
that was the local regional
Okay.
tournament.
But then he said, I'm taking... What's really weird about the article is he says, I'm taking an extra 4 months off, right? So that would be a year and 4 months. So that would be 16 months. And at the end of the article, he says, I'm going to take the next 3 months to think about this. So I think he's going to stop playing for 3 or 4 months during the ITC ban, and then start playing again in non-ITC stuff until his ITC ban is over. That's the way it sounded to me. It didn't like the way that it originally sounded was that he was going to take 12 plus 4 months.
Uh-huh.
And now it sounds like he's going to take 4 months and then...
The way I read it was that he was only going to do 3 months, and he was counting the 1 month ban. Like he's totally going to keep playing after
Yeah,
that.
he's gonna keep playing and whatever. I mean, and just during the ban, whatever. That just means he can't be playing competitively. He can still be playing. He can still be doing other stuff around the hobby. It's not like he's just gonna go away. Like Magic player bans, like they're usually completely shunned from the community. He probably will to a pretty big extent, but I mean, if he shows up at a tournament afterwards, I mean, other people have in ways redeemed themselves. There's been some other, I'll say, higher profile people in the community that have cheated, and then like people have kind of forgotten about it.
That guy from Team Happy, is that who you're talking about?
Well, there's the Team Happy guys for sure. But also, and I don't know any of the details whatsoever. But
I had to stream one of the Team Happy guys.
I know I was actually there. That was at Dragonfall.
I know you were there, but the
Yeah.
audience wasn't necessarily.
Oh, that's
there.
right. There's an audience.
Not just I'm just not talking to you.
Wait, you're not?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not.
I'm just zenning out on dry brushing. I don't know what's going on.
It was really awkward to stream it because it was actually
because it was shortly afterwards.
It was really shortly afterwards, and the guy wouldn't look at me. Like I just sat there, and he wouldn't look at me.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is a point to the whole like, if the person can redeem themselves, then we should give him a chance. He's going to be under a microscope. No one's
Right.
going to give him any. No one's going to give him an inch,
Yeah, but
basically.
it's really important to invalidate shit that
But that's like,
was
but
like you get your gold medals at the Olympics taken away. Like what the fuck? No, those aren't
We
your
Yeah.
don't have
trophies.
any.
Get
No
them.
more Wheaties commercials for him.
Yeah, you like sorry dude, you fucking fucked up. You shouldn't have fucked up. Be a better player.
But we
yeah.
don't have any actual evidence that anything
Except
has
for
been done
watching him do it on stream.
Yeah, no,
before
there's
this. I'm saying.
no.
It doesn't matter. It is irrelevant. Has absolutely
Right. So
nothing.
a private
Some
institution can set its own rules, right? So the
and
Olympics can choose to retroactively um take away people's golds if they get caught cheating in the future, which is what they do. Which is how
that's my understanding.
which is how they help curb that's how they make the severity of that
Well, this is not the
so
Olympics. This
serious.
is a Warhammer game.
That's true.
Mm,
It's more important to me than the Olympics.
agreed by far.
Agreed.
Except for the one event where you have to ski and shoot. That one is awesome.
Is that a
Yeah, that's crazy.
biathlon?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. I didn't get the mold lines off of this.
Oh no.
Ugh.
And I
So
started
Aaron,
to glue it on.
Big Aaron, you
Yes,
wanted to
sir.
talk about something tonight too, right?
Yes.
Oh, I certainly did. So, Aaron, why don't you throw up the
Got
Kickstarter?
it. I got it.
So there's this cool game. Well, it looks kind of cool.
Do you want me to
Uh,
play the video or no?
No, people can go
Okay.
watch it if they want to. It's called Judgment. It actually came out a few years ago in 2017, I think. And around that time, we were all playing lots of other skirmishy games, and 8th edition was a lot of fun. And so we weren't really, I wasn't really feeling like picking up another game. And then I saw it again at Gen Con 2019. They were at Adepticon, I think 2018, maybe 2019. And
They
then
were
they're
also
at
at they were also at Valhalla.
were they? Oh, that's very,
Yeah,
very
and
cool.
we did a stream with them. It was awesome.
Oh, very cool.
One other. Let me butt in a little bit because I want to talk about my initial experience too with you because the big thing for me is that they're from Australia and the prices were sky high for everything.
Yeah,
Not
well, definitely before. And these are 54 millimeter. And what it Judgment is a skirmish game where each player brings 3 characters to the table. And that's it.
Wow.
And it's hex based, so you don't have to worry about measurements. Your characters each have a minimum of 4 cards. One card is basically like your stats, and they're all pretty general stats. You can get like souls and collect fate points that you can then spend. But basically, the gist of the game is you're trying to destroy the other person's altar to their god. And you can do that in a number of ways. So it's alternating activations. I move my dude and do my thing. You get to do 3 actions per dude. And when you roll dice, they are special dice. You do use d6s occasionally, but they're kind of more just like your blanks, hits, crit hits, sort of deal. But then there's also a movement shenanigans sort of pip on the card or on the die. So you have 3 actions per dude, but based on how you roll, you might be able to do multiple shenanigans, and your dudes have special abilities. You can spend your resources and fate points and souls to actually upgrade your guys. So mid combat, you can spend some one of these points to get additional agility, so you're actually tougher against melee hits and things like that, or get better stats on a weapon, things. So you're constantly throughout the game actually able to upgrade your character, which I like because something that I like in Warhammer, but I find is also limiting depending on what the rules are for the event, are warlord traits and relics. And being able to modify your characters and whatnot to give them a little bit more flair. I like that, but sometimes it just feels kind of static, or you just don't have something right for the situation that you thought was going to be right. Where here you can be throwing something on your dude mid game. But anyways, it's a fast skirmish game going back and forth. You can kill your opponents and get additional victory points. And there are mobs that will come in and spawn onto the table, and then you can try and kill them. And you kill them, you're kind of like farming. So it's kind of a little bit like a MOBA in that sense, that you can be farming the mobs to get these additional resources to upgrade your guys. You can be trying to kill your opponent's guys or killing their altars. Ultimately, you want to try and kill the altar. So it seems pretty neat. There's a couple things that I also find are really neat
I mean,
about what they're doing now.
I love creature caster models.
Right.
So
So they were all PVC, just plastic models before, and the sculpts were good. They weren't super high detailed like GW, but they were still good. And the sculpts they had their own style, and I liked the overall style to them. And they're 54 millimeters, so they're a little bit chonkier, which is kind of cool. But the game, there's sort of, so they partner with Creature Caster. If you folks don't know, should go check out Creature Caster. They are probably one of the top 3 miniature producers as far as quality goes, in my opinion, out there.
Oh yeah.
They are phenomenal. They are primarily large demons, but they've started making smaller models, and now they're partnered with Judgment, and they're going to start doing the models for them going forward. And in this Kickstarter, there are some. So what you see in the base box set, those are models that were in Judgment version 1. Now they're doing also resin and PVC. So you can get the competitors version. So it's just a nice plastic, probably a little bit less detail, single monopose, single cast. You're ready to just paint and throw it on the table. It's a little bit more durable and cheaper. Or you can get the resin version, which is in multiple pieces, finer resin detail. You can take your time if you're a collector, if you're more of the painter, because Creature Caster is so high end. All of the high end painters paint Creature Caster models. All of them have painted a Creature Caster model, at least one, if not 3, 4, 5 by now, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can get your really high end versions of these models, which is pretty cool too. And then the tokens in the game, like it comes with all, like the base box set comes with 2 factions or 2 little armies that seem pretty balanced. Right now, the Kickstarter, the through stretch goals, is coming with right now another 5 models, and it'll probably be a 6th. So you'll be able to have probably 4 different armies just in the base box set if you jump in on the Kickstarter, because now they're relaunching it as like kind of a 2.0 refresh. They've tweaked some rules. They're partnering with Creature Caster now, and they're relaunching it. They're relaunching it through the Kickstarter, and
it's raised like $280,000 already.
Yeah, and they're like the first 150 200K was in just like the first 2 days. So it's already well funded. And another thing that's kind of cool about it is, even though it's small, and it's definitely a small purse to start, but they're already thinking towards competitive play and trying to help promote it as, what's the equivalent, what are we calling it? It's not an esport, but a tabletop sport. There's a lot of big push for that. There's a lot of people that are wanting to make 40K into a competitive.
Like League of Legends and Dota are the same thing, just in the computer, and they already have tons of tournaments.
Like there are arenas of hundreds of thousands of people that will literally go to arena to watch big screens of people play video games there in the arena.
Yeah.
That you could just watch on Twitch. I'm just saying, but I mean that's the hype of it. Like these types of games are huge. So even though like the initial purse is small, and Josh, I told you like 50K, I was completely wrong. It's like 5 or 10K, but just to start, like for the
they're running an actual tournament with a $5,000 prize.
Well, so they have stretch goals, and like the top high end stretch goals, like if they hit like $1 million, they're gonna have, I think, like is it at Gen Con or some, like they're gonna have like a major event. They're also going to have like some other sort of prize support, blah blah blah. So they're really already thinking like that's part of like their their end goals in their Kickstarter, is to see like, hey, if enough people are liking this, let's try and get that energy going. So there's a lot of things that I think are kind of cool about this, and the Minotaur models are freaking sweet. They're so good.
I took a look at some of the big changes they did. Is before you could bring a champion for any god and kind of bring them all together. Now you have to bring from a roster that can only come from one god. And
Right. You're like
big,
appeasing gods is kind of the
Yeah.
thing. You're dead.
Here's the Minotaur. I just put the Minotaur up for you.
Yeah.
The real big thing that they changed is it used to not be on a hex system.
Right.
It used to be a free measure. And so the new thing is a hex system. So what I'm seeing, to your point of them wanting to be competitive, is now they're only having to balance certain gods instead of like all characters at one time.
Yeah. And they can just print new cards if they need to rebalance something or reimagine a character.
Right. And then also with the gods shrinking, like you can, and with the board being hex, now you can really micromanage what each character can do to make it more competitive, because it's not like GW with an open random board every time. Right. They have specific terrain on a specific board. You can mix up the terrain.
And their 3D terrain actually look pretty, like their terrain and their 3D tokens look pretty great.
Yeah, but with all that said, they're going to be able to be really tight on, if they want to, eroding and making sure that all the champions are competitive.
Yes. And that's what the power of having cards. And I don't know what they're going to do with the rule system, but I mean,
apparently it's available on their thing already.
So okay, so I try to look for, they're also a mobile app, but I don't know if that's on their website. I try to look for it on the
somebody told me it was available. So.
Okay. So it's just not on the Google Play Store, so you probably have to download it from their website. So that's all. So yeah, I don't know. I think it sounds like a really cool game. We've been liking a lot of skirmish games. It's something new, kind of fresh. The models are a little bit bigger too, which I mean sometimes makes them easier to paint.
Yes. They have masterclass painting in mind. At least Creature Caster has masterclass painting in mind when they design their models.
Oh, and already on the Kickstarter, if you watch, there's a how to paint these models super quick and easy with a dude who is a really good, like, a professional painter.
Yeah.
And yeah, Creature Caster totally has professionals and high-end hobbyists.
Oh shoot, I can't put this on this side. Here's my question.
Yeah.
This is more for this is off topic. Should I put purity seals on now, or should I put purity seals on as he does stuff over the course of the campaign?
Ooh, well, I mean, there's only 3 more games, right?
Well, no.
Unless you're gonna paint them and bring them with you.
I think you should do something ridiculous, like make like 100 of them, and then every wound he inflicts immediately glue one on him.
I like it.
Because at the end of the campaign, he's just festooned.
Festooned. Wonderful. Wonderful word. Okay, well then I'm only gonna put a couple purity seals on right now. And I will add purity seals that have stories behind them, because I'm going to be a froth mouth about our games. What? Yeah, so that was the derogatory term that Tim Cook called Dungeons and Dragons players who talked about their games to the game store. He called them froth mouths.
Because they start talking like this, like they really into the games, and then they get a little bit of fire in their cheeks down here.
Is that what?
Yeah. I get.
Yeah,
I think.
No way.
I don't know, but that was upsetting.
Happy to do my part.
Sorry to get off topic. I'm really excited about this.
Are you?
I am actually really excited about it. I haven't backed it yet. I'm gonna look at the different levels.
You're gonna get the all-in level.
Probably not.
Yes, you are.
Like you want me to get that level, or you just think that that's what I'm gonna buy?
Well, I want you to get that level, and I'm going to convince you to get that level.
Are you getting that level?
I'm going to get the level below, but I'm going to get the collectors, not collectors, but the hobbyist version with the resin. And then I'm probably going to get maybe 2 or 3 of the expansions. Maybe I haven't pulled the trigger yet either.
How much is the
But
all-in version?
well, it's like $500. I think it's cheaper than that though if you get like the PVC version, not the. But I mean, there's just so many different factions, and you get all the like the 3D stuff and the awesome
So wait,
mats.
pledge $5.89 or more. New Gods
That's
pledge.
Canada. That's Canadian.
Am I on the wrong website? Is that the problem?
No,
No,
it'll show you there
New
because
Gods pledge competitive base set. Is that what you were saying I should get?
well, that's just the base set,
There's nothing. The one below that is the collector's base set.
right? And then you
And
just
keep going down.
until you hit
I'm
the
at
one that has all the things.
I'm at the bottom, guys. $830 is the last reward
Oh,
available.
Oh, okay. Well, then you
it,
got
it
it.
must say like you get everything at this level and below. I don't know.
There's new God pledge competitor's base set.
Yeah, it's the one that's the most expensive. Obviously, is the one that has all
There's
the goodies.
$589 and $830.
Again, that's the Canadian, right? The price.
Canadian, yeah.
Yeah.
Canadian.
And the more expensive one is everything in resin. So
collector's
need
base
that.
set is everything in resin, and the one underneath is everything in PVC. Yeah.
correct. Yes.
Okay, so basically,
Joe, sorting that out, guys.
So
Well,
basically, you want me to
I
get
know,
this?
right?
You want me to get the $500 one? That's what you want.
it's
Well,
about 480.
I'm just
Plus
saying
shipping.
Tree fitting.
about tree fitting.
Tree fitting.
I'm just saying we need to
Tree
have
fitting.
at least everything between the two of us. The
Okay.
three.
Okay.
All right.
And I am totally down to try it out. I was talking with Aaron a little bit earlier today. I'm
You're
totally
out.
down.
You're out.
No, he's
Okay,
in.
You're out.
cool.
100% in. Except there's gonna have this world tournament, and guess who's gonna be on the last table? It's gonna be Josh. Yeah.
It's gonna be
Just
Josh.
like Arena Rex.
Is this going to be another game where I win and then I'm just the world champion?
Probably. That's what I'm saying. That's my only fear is that I'm gonna be like, hey guys, let's play this game, and then Josh just raffle stomps me for the next 3 years this week.
No, I will challenge you on that because Guild Ball, you were always better than me at.
Oh, I miss Guild Ball so much. Oh, I want to play Guild Ball now.
Yeah, but I do want to point that out.
You were
I was
better at
never
Guild
good
Ball?
at Guild Ball.
Why?
Let me ask.
I don't know. I was never good at it.
I thought I saw that GW released more models for Guild Ball very recently.
No,
GW
that's
does
Blood
not
Bowl.
make Guild
That's
Ball.
Blood Bowl.
Completely different,
Whoa.
homie.
Hold on, what?
Guild Ball is Blood Bowl is the GW American
Oh.
football, and Guild Ball is
Murder soccer.
Is murder soccer.
Okay, so in other words,
Football.
two things I don't give a fuck about. Cool.
Oh man,
Yes.
dude, but the gameplay, I don't care about soccer. Do you see me? Do I look like a man
Well,
who enjoys
speaking of not things that we're not caring about, then let's just move right to Warhammer
I'm just
Fest
saying everyone should
2021.
get Judgment. Let's play it.
Everyone get Judgment. Let's play it. So next
I'm
week
done.
is Warhammer Fest. Monday is Age of Sigmar. Tuesday is 40K. Wednesday is Black Library. Thursday is Box Games. Friday is Warhammer 40K again. And then Saturday is Mystery. And they released some pretty cool stuff for Necromunda. The most interesting thing about this Necromunda box set to me is that the terrain actually looks like fun, nice terrain, like some solid terrain.
If you get the Dark Uprising box set, it's like $300, but you get 2 factions and a whole bunch of that terrain.
Yeah, like that terrain looks really cool and modular and something that would be fun and not just Necromunda.
I always wanted to play Necromunda.
But here's Blood Bowl just for you, Sean. I brought it up. There you go. So yeah, they released stuff for Blood Bowl. They released stuff for Underworlds, Orcs with Bows. and then Warhammer Fest is next week. So I'm excited about Warhammer Fest. Are you guys?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Sure.
So you're not excited.
Is
Let's
anybody
see.
going? Who's
Patty's
going?
Games. I love that word.
only
Unfortunately,
No
I'm
one's
not painting
going.
or
It's
hobbing
only
tonight.
online.
It's been a long drill weekend, and I'm thinking I soaked up too much sun. It's been a long drill weekend. I assume that means he's in the army.
Military.
Like Coast Guard, reserves,
Will it ship by Valhalla? I
Marines.
don't.
No,
I
it's
don't.
not supposed to be available till January next year.
So no, it will not ship by next Valhalla. That we're all going to, without question, no matter what. Okay, Sean, I think I did you justice. I think I did you proud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I cut the guy's helmet off of his side. I gave him the cooler helmet. I gave him the backpack with the big, you know, circle thing on it. I just forgot what it's
Iron
called.
Halo.
Iron Halo, thank you. I gave him the big gun that looked like it was empty, so I cut apart a smaller gun and took the handle and added it to his gun pack so it was empty. I replaced the helmet that was on his bike with a pack. I put on a couple purity seals. I covered a seam with some detailing. I added a key and a backpack to him. I got the uh storm shield, and then when I'm at the studio, I will find an axe and I will make it so that the axe is either like attached. I'm going to attach it to his shoulder like it's hanging off, or I can put it in the hand that's also holding the storm shield.
I think that you should find a way to have the storm shield either attached at his hip or to the side of the bike over the engine. And think about, right, because when you have an extra shield, and they even do this on one of the Blade Guard veteran models,
Mm-hmm.
you can attach the shield directly to like the backpack, and then you're pretty cool because it doesn't get in the way of anything that you're about.
Well, the backpack space is like I couldn't use the backpack cover with purity seals because the backpack already goes all the way down and touches the bike, and then right below that is the wheel. I could attach it to the side of the bike for sure.
No, yeah. Just look and see what you know.
Oh, you know what would be really funny if I cut a square hole in it and I put it on the front of the bike, like a windscreen with the two bolters sticking out of it.
I think you should cut off his hand and put his shield for his hand.
No,
Just a shield hand.
Shield hand
Shield hand
Shield
Johnson
hand,
too.
Shield hand Johnson is
Son.
is it Shield hand Johnson's son is a Primaris captain.
Or he could have became a Primaris. That's his upgrade.
I mean, listen, if he dies, right, then he might become he might lose a hand. We don't know. Shield Hand Johnson became Shield Hand because he participated in a campaign where he died and he had a negative attribute, and so I cut off his hand and I glued a shield to it.
Seems like an upgrade to me. I mean, just saying.
Well, he had he had like minus attacks.
How's he gonna wipe his butt though?
He has another hand.
Yeah.
But still,
Think
it's
about it
still uncomfortable.
like Captain Hook.
Like, have you ever tried to
From
take
Hook.
toilet paper off a roll with one hand? That's rough.
What? You can't wipe your butt with more. You need two hands to wipe your butt?
I prefer two hands.
But you prefer or you need?
Prefer.
Huh.
Wait, you need two hands. Hold on.
No.
You need two hands to retrieve the toilet paper itself.
Just stop. So let's talk about plastic soldiers.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So I was gonna talk about the White Dwarf. I actually am really enjoying the White Dwarf. They released the latest one. It had these like punch out data cards. I think I've got this magazine somewhere.
Yeah, you posted a picture of the data cards. Were you happy with what was in it?
Yeah, it's super cool, man, because they are adding. I mean, they're doing all this weird third party stuff justice, right? So I could like literally just punch these out and use the whole thing and just take it along with my army. Oh, wrong camera, right? And it's all the same stuff. So you could literally just be like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and give whoever a new model, right? And release a model and put out the rules. And as long as you give people the rules with the model, right? So you buy it and you own it. It seems pretty cool.
So what's
right now.
I know, but hold on. I don't
I
know
thought
what's
there
in
was
the White
Age of
Dwarf.
Sigmar models that you posted.
What now?
What's in the White Dwarf? I don't even know what's in it.
It's you want to see? I don't play Age of Sigmar, so I don't fucking know either. It's some sort of
So
they
then
did
how are you enjoying it?
versus lizards. I like the concept. I like the format. I like the possibilities.
Oh, you want them so what they did with that white dwarf where they released the data card for the Age of Sigmar figures, you want them to do that with 40K.
Yep, absolutely. They continue to.
So long did they release the points with them as well or no?
I don't know. I don't even know if Age of Sigmar has points.
I mean, what are you looking
It does
for? I mean, they
it does
put
have it does have
40K
points.
model rules in the White Dwarfs.
No, I thought primarily yes. I thought it was very interesting that they had this uh, extremely expensive component of printing,
Oh, I see.
right? For you
Right,
to
right, the
take a
cards.
sheet of paper and have just this thing, right? So they are also continuing. Every one that I've gotten has been new Flashpoint stuff for 40K. Um, so there's more Mechanicum, Death Guard, murderousness going on. Um, yeah, I think it's really interesting, and I don't know if they've been doing this for like all of Eighth Edition. I just missed it because I don't think I was buying them at that point. But
I mean,
it's really
I had a White
great
Dwarf subscription
narrative.
for a really long time, and like I was saying, like they've done various versions of this.
Hmm.
Um,
Didn't
for
you cancel it because you kept getting the books like a month late?
I didn't renew it, but yes,
Oh.
I did get really frustrated because like I would go to the game store and they would have the White Dwarfs, and then like 6 weeks later I would get my White Dwarf.
I
Um,
gotcha. Yeah, I don't know how
but then the problem was,
timely.
like every now and again a White Dwarf comes out that has a model or has a rule or has something really special that everybody wants, and if you don't have the subscription, then you're not getting it, right? So
You can
like
get it
that's a
from your
bummer.
local store,
I mean,
hopefully.
assuming that they still have it in stock, right?
Yeah, no, and I mean, but that's the problem with all the books, right? Getting a hold of a Space Marine Codex right after the Dark Angels released was impossible. You couldn't buy them, right? So you're gonna run into that with everything
No,
at
but
some.
but I was saying getting it 6 weeks late was still nice to get it rather than not getting it. But yes, I
Agreed.
did have that problem, and I did have a
The
subscription
difference
for
is that they
3 years.
reprint codexes.
Right.
Yeah, they reprint codexes, they don't
Well,
reprint White Dwarfs.
they do now on T-shirts.
Uh,
Do you guys see that?
I didn't. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Now you
yeah,
can
I
get
I
a
saw
White
it.
Dwarf, your favorite White Dwarf cover on a T-shirt.
Wow.
That is a
Your
new thing.
favorite White Dwarf on a T-shirt.
Like they just did the announcement like in the past week. I'm pretty certain.
Interesting.
Uh,
It's
so if you
it's
got
an
an
article
old
right here.
cover that you like,
Well, I'm just saying, like a lot of times they put out this stuff in the White Dwarfs, and it's usually incomplete. It usually doesn't come with the points. I didn't see any points on the cards that you posted. Um,
I don't think there were points. I didn't see any
uh,
points in my
th-
flip through either.
what do you mean
yeah.
there aren't points? Like they didn't. There was not Black Legion, not
No,
Dark Black Templars.
in this latest round,
Oh, and the latest one.
of what Sean is saying he likes is the concept of them putting out the card, but it appears as though they didn't put out the points in
But
the
Age
White
of
Yeah.
Dwarf.
Sigmar does cards. That's just something that you have the option that they do.
Oh,
Yeah.
They
so
don't really do
I'm
those.
just an idiot. Is
Well,
which is
they
cool.
put those types of cards in the boxes of with the models,
Really.
and that's just kind of what they look like. But the rules and everything for Age of Sigmar and all the models and everything is free through the app. Getting the book gives you basically kind of like chapter tactics and your battalions. That game's big on having like
Well,
battalion.
you have to pay for it to get the points.
Oh, do you? Okay, it's been a long time since
Yeah.
I've used it.
You have
Yeah. All right.
it's the same thing with the 40K app. 40K app. The core rulebook is free on the 40K app.
Right.
So that's exactly the same as Age of Sigmar. And
Okay.
then you can reference without power level and without points certain models,
Okay.
like core models you can reference, and then when you try to click on their loadout or add them to something, it says you need to purchase this book.
Okay. Well, I
Um,
mean, we were talking about the White Dwarf and the other stuff. I'm
So like I can look at the data sheet of a ball predator, right?
right.
Like I'm looking at it
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
But uh I don't have a Blood Angels book. You know what I mean?
But I thought you got all of the old codexes
Until
like
the new one comes out.
until
Yes.
the new one
Space
comes out.
Oh,
So
okay.
you
Yes.
should be able.
So that's why. Okay, so I can see those because right now they just come with it until
Yes.
the
Right.
new one comes out. Okay, well that's
Right.
kind of cool. That's
Oh,
kind of cool.
no. The new Blood Angel stuff has already come out. You
Oh,
can
has it?
see everything in there. Dude, there's
Codex supplement Blood Angels,
Blood Angels. There you go. They've been released.
but does it have a separate
Okay.
book or was it in the
No,
Space Marine book?
that is the supplement to the Space Marine book. That's how it works now. You have the Space Marine book, you have supplements for chapters, right? Anything beyond what's in the regular Space Marine book is going to come to you in a supplement. So
So
Blood
look up a
Angels have released.
Sister of
Oh,
Battle.
okay. I
Yeah,
cannot
White.
access. I cannot access Dark Angels. If I go to data sheets, it says it gives me a locked
Right.
thing.
Yes. 'Cause they have
Now
their
I
own
can
book,
now
right?
I can look at the power level of Asmodee and I can look at his stats, but I can't access the data sheets.
Yeah. So then the
Right.
question is, right? Can you print an army? And no, you know what? It doesn't matter. You're not going to be happy. So, point being, yes, things are restricted. I would have expected that the Blood Angels would be restricted the same way that the Dark Angels would be restricted. If you hadn't purchased the supplement, because they are both supplements that have been released in 9th edition since this application was created and released by GW, right? So I'd expect them to both to act the same and require a code to access the same level.
Did they have the codes in the Blood Angel book though?
Yes, right? Because it was 9th edition. They've been doing that since 9th edition. Welcome to 9th edition.
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
So, but the point is, the chapter approved in the paying for and things being locked.
Hold, this is very important.
Please tell me.
Starhawk agrees with Josh that the amount of paper is difficult with one hand.
Yes, good.
Chapter. Oh, okay. So it says chapter traits are in the main the Marine Codex. All chapter specifics beyond that are in the supplements. So it depends on which one I click. Is the issue. So chapter traits are in the main codex, and specifics beyond that are in the supplements.
Guys, I would like to point you out to a new product I'm trying today.
Okay.
Okay.
It is Green Stuff World liquid pigments.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard good things about those.
So I'm trying this on a model to see how it works on some metal to see how I like it.
I'm very interested to hear what you say. I have looked at a bunch of people who have done like Zenithal highlights and then, very simple layering with, multiple layers of that stuff, and the shit comes out absurdly cool.
By the way, Big Aaron should know that he's front and center because I'm done. I'm done with my project for the night, so I'm just sitting here not doing anything.
I built one guy with a multi-melta.
So Aaron, you're the
So
main
I'm
show. You're the main show.
That's so much pressure. I'm putting on the last little bits of paint, just doing little highlights on the leather trim.
Look at how pointy your brush is.
This is just one of those cheap Sax brushes.
It's so pointy. Did I buy the wrong ones? Because mine are much fatter than yours.
This is just a number 1, I think. I primarily use the number 2. That's what I usually always use. But this just because
I bought number 4.
Yeah, yours are huge then.
I bought
number 1 and number 2 is what you want.
I bought number 4 and they're amazing.
They're gigantic too.
Well, you're doing a lot of vehicles, so I bet they are very nice.
But their point is incredible. I've been doing incredible detail work with them, even on the number 4.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is these synthetic cheapo Sax brushes have very nice points.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam Lentz said that he does like 90% of his work with these cheapo brushes right here, and then uses his Monument hobby brushes for his
eyes, for his eyeballs and the blood veins in the eyeballs that he does.
Yes.
For
blood veins.
I got the Fog Monster 2 today.
Yeah.
And so for those of you who don't,
did they solve the problems?
They did.
Wow.
100%. So a couple years ago, I got the Fog Monster 1. This is a tabletop smoke machine that doesn't use the horrible chemicals that they put in a normal smoke machine. It uses an atomizer that is essentially a very, very fast vibrating speaker that when the water hits it, it literally smashes it into vapor. Um,
Smashes it.
smashes
Pretty
it into
cool.
vapor.
Water
Um,
smasher.
you could actually buy those individual little things really cheap, and a lot of times you'll see them in like, you know, I don't know, like uh like kitsch fountains, you know what I mean? Like a Japanese water garden fountain that you might see at like an airport that has like bubbles and smoke coming out.
Right.
They'll be inside there. I've even seen them in like bird feeders or bird baths that smoke. But anyways,
Smoking birds.
yeah, they made a whole bunch of changes to it, and what's really cool is they also upgraded the original Fog Monster. So I bought the Kickstarter, I got the Fog Monster 2 and the upgrade set. And what they did is they took everything um, from the top, and it used to be just like a little black square that goes on the top and then had a pipe coming out of it, and the smoke and this fog would just pour out. And as it poured out, it would make everything wet, right? Your whole table got wet, it had lots of water. So they said in the second Kickstarter that they solved that problem, that they were able to reduce the amount of condensation that the steam or whatever you want to call it, it's not really steam, the fog was going to produce. And then they also were coming out with terrain. Um, is it a sonicator? Yes, it's a sonicator. That's correct. Um,
That sounds like a mechanicum weapon.
it does.
This is
Um,
Mhm.
the Sonicator.
and they came out with a whole bunch of terrain to help channel and move the smoke around. Um, so what I used it for, Zaidan, is to add smoke to your table, right? So you add smoke to your table. Now the problem was that it made everything too wet. So the only thing that I've really been using it for over the past couple years is my son and I will set up Hot Wheels cars and then we'll have them drive through the smoke because it's really fun, and we'll do that for hours. Then, if you want to go back to about a year ago, I did a Promethean pipe project where I cut out all my Promethean pipes and I made them all linked together. And so I could have my Promethean pipes actually smoking, and the Promethean pipes would catch the water and it wouldn't make your table too wet. But the big thing about the Fog Monster 2 is that apparently they solved this problem. So literally, if you watch the I Should Be Painting video today, I take um, the Fog Monster 1 and I put it on one side of my table, and I take the Fog Monster 2 and I turn them on at the same time, and there's a big puddle of water under the number 1, and I wipe it with a napkin, and then I wipe the other one with a napkin, and virtually no condensation.
Wow, that sounds like one of those napkin commercials from the 90s.
Yes, and if it
Was the condensation blue?
it was the condensation was not blue.
Huh.
The other cool thing is that it has LEDs in the top that glow and change color, and then they added LEDs, and then they also came out with specific terrain geared towards Dungeons and Dragons, but also geared towards 40K, depending on which set you get, that channels that steam and makes pieces of terrain smoke up and catches any residual water in a special catch pan underneath it. So you can now have like a terrain feature, right, that is smoking, that's not going to make your whole board wet. Uh, and so then I put the upgrade on the old Fog Monster, and it completely fixed it. It's also
Oh, good.
wireless now. They've fixed all the wiring. They have the fan built inside. It like 110% delivered on their promises.
It's
Billy
awesome.
Mays here. Billy Mays with
The
Fog
fog
Monster,
monster.
sir. I bumped my head on an airplane. Um, Remember that whole thing where he claimed that he bumped his head on the airplane?
No.
Yeah.
But it turned out he was just doing coke.
What?
Surprise!
Surprise! Yeah. Um, so that happened.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you want to check it out, it's from Real Game FX. You can check out the video I Should Be Painting. Um, just posted it today. Uh, they 100% accomplished what they said they were going to accomplish. Now it still does get things a little bit wet. You definitely don't want to use it with cardboard terrain. It does seem better to use it with the sort of terrain that they like have that keeps it contained, but no giant puddles of water straight off the bat, and really, really awesome built-in LEDs that made it look super cool.
That's awesome.
That sounds awesome, man.
And now we have 2.
Great. So, to the final mega battle,
Smoking.
qualified.
Smokiest smoke ever.
Smoking.
Love it. Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
There
All right,
you
we
go.
got
The
we got the
Underforge.
15-minute timer. So the first question is, if anybody has been hobbying along with us and you are part of our Discord, I will
Tell us what you did.
repost it. Go ahead if you'd like to share. Join our Discord and go to the hobby progress, and feel free to just pop some pictures in. Last week we had a couple people show us what we were doing.
What they were doing.
What they were doing. I apologize. And yeah,
Aaron, I think I'm going to interrupt you.
do it.
So we've also been looking at a lot of numbers,
We've been looking at a lot of numbers. Okay.
and our audience is pretty awesome. So I think that we should say thank you to everybody who has signed up and
Oh yeah,
been with us on this weird ass hobby journey of me having half
sure.
my head cut off because I wasn't paying attention to the webcam.
Well, you're
But,
not. Don't
like,
worry. The only person on screen right now is Big Aaron.
Okay, so it doesn't matter at all. But so even
So you can
can't
go
see me,
you can go
I've
back to
intruded.
you can go back to your pre-show outfit.
Oh, I can. Okay, cool.
No.
Haha. Yeah, it was great. Man titties. Anyway,
Yeah, so we've had over 200 people
We've had-
join the Discord in just a couple weeks, and we've had over
Awesome.
300 people join the YouTube channel. We are well on our way to hitting that 10,000 mark for the giveaway of Piety and Pain. If we don't hit the 10,000 mark, I have a couple of really fun ideas that I think people might really, really like. Hey, Patty's Parlor Games, have a good night. Talk to you later. So I think like there's kind of like 2 options that we can go down. I'm gonna commune with the CGN crew, and then I think we'll make that announcement a little bit later as to which of the 2 options we want to go down, because we are extremely happy with not only all the people that have joined the Patreon, but also the amount that people are sharing and
Mhm.
talking. I've been talking with people about 3D printing, which has been excellent. Thank you. Yes, congrats on the sub count. Absolutely. Little by little. Uh, and it's also been really great to see the work that everyone's been doing. So Sean, thank you for reminding me of that.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Heck
man.
yeah.
And I just want to say it's been like a super fun journey for me. Like, y'all know I got some issues, and this is like, it's cool that there are a lot of people who think what we're doing is cool and not just asinine, right? Because
Hey, it's
it
your
kind of
Sunday
seems very
night.
much for us, right? And it's your Sunday night. It's like 2 hours of your Sunday night, like prime free fun time to go do debauchery and hedonism. But you're here with us, cool guys, painting on miniatures. So I think
A little bit of
that's really awesome.
debauchery and hedonism right there.
Yeah, especially if you don't put enough purity seals on your captain's bike.
Mm.
It's true. It's true.
By
So
the
the
way,
next
you're front and
always
center
looking
now,
for a man.
Sean. You are front. Sean is 100%.
I got a
Uh,
bolter. It's a tiny
You
bolter.
got a bolter.
I got a tiny
I
bolter.
got a bolter.
Sean's gonna get to the end of 2021 and he's gonna have like 900 legs and 600 perfectly painted bolters and no torsos and arms to put them in.
I could see it.
But it's a serious problem, man, because like I scraped the mold lines on those tiny little tab underneath the bolts.
Oh yeah, you gotta
Barrel itself.
As
scrape
you should.
every
Like,
mold
I
line.
have to.
As you should.
I don't understand how people do it so quickly.
I
really
know,
don't.
Josh. How
Like,
do you live with yourself and
I
sleep
am
at night?
How? Wait.
what I would consider an expert at this shit, like literally, and I don't
I use a
understand
razor
how
blade and just shave it.
that's what I do.
But what everyone does.
Yeah, so like I just don't get it. I don't know if I'm like too picky or what's going on, but
I mean, look, there's there's different levels of building. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
there's a terrible gap in these bikes, right? That right down the middle. Okay? I don't
mhm.
care how you put them together. I don't care how clean your mold lines are. The way that these bikes go together, there's a line down the middle. I am not going through on every single one of my bikes and green stuffing them and then sanding them to get that line down. Right? Not
See,
not
and
doing it. Not happening.
and I think that I actually understand a little bit better because like I enjoy all of the ridiculousness of the parts on my desk. I don't. You guys probably haven't like seen my actual desk, but like it is
Hold on, let
covered.
me I will show every you hold on. Let me get you back.
You suck in my gut. Okay, yeah,
There you
there we
go.
go.
You're back.
So it's absolutely covered.
It that is that's a
Jesus.
lot
Breathe.
that's a lot of stuff
Intense.
going on.
It's a lot of stuff, right? But this is what I enjoy doing with it. So fuck it, I'm gonna lean into it, and I'm gonna build whatever I want to build. So
Oh yeah, it's your hobby.
yeah,
That's what I love about the hobby. Is all of us can get multiple things out of it.
All right, so it looks like we got some pictures from Starhawk,
yeah.
who has been painting his thumb mostly. No, I'm just
No, I do
kidding.
that too. I
All right,
Y'all
paint.
are weird.
All right, Starhawk.
No, it's to get a nice
This
little
this that
care
Marine looks
package.
freaking dope, dude. He
Dope.
looks really good. Let's get Starhawk up here. I gotta do some shenanigans.
So that means I have to go look at Discord because I want to see cool stuff.
Yeah,
Or yeah, if you're
Go
looking at the
look at
screen.
Discord so you can see cool stuff. All
Hmm.
right, let's fade over to Starhawk. Starhawk, dude, how tiny are those little troops? What game is that for? I don't understand what game has tiny little Napoleon
Historical.
soldiers?
So many.
Yeah, there's a lot
I
of
really like that Marine.
Yeah, and the Marine is I didn't put hold on.
The Marine is
Must fixed. Must fix. There we go. Yeah, the Marine is really good. He's really good. I like that color scheme a lot. Like I like the gray and I like your
mm,
highlighting on the foot and the bottom of the shin. Um, and I like your choice of blue and then how you kind of went the opposite on the blue where you're giving the blue a dark shade. Um, as opposed to the highlight. Now there might be a light blue highlight. It looks like there's a light blue highlight on the backpack, but the contrast between the light gray highlight and the dark blue shade is awesome, and it really makes that model pop. So
yeah,
thank you
man,
for sharing.
that guy is super cool.
Josh, where are you at with your stuff?
I'm actually done. I just was finishing the basing. I got some drawing. I don't know if you can see on the camera,
Yep, I brought it up.
but the razor flail or triptych witch, succubus and triptych whip, succubus, drazar, a bunch of incubi, and then my Heminoculus are all done.
Cool.
Nice.
So let's see. Hold on one second. Main. Let's go back. We'll go back to me. I got my captain on bike done. Right now he's holding the storm shield. I added this bag. He's got a different backpack that has the Rosarius. I don't know which head I took, but it's the head that looks more like a Grey Knight. I think I might have stolen the Justicar's head. Is that what he's called? Justicar?
Justicar's the dude. He's got like a
Judicar, Judiciar.
I think I stole his head.
It's just not just a car.
I cut the helmet off, replaced it with a bag. I made it so that his gun holster that was empty looks like it has a gun in it. I added a bunch of seals and some bags. I covered this mold line with these skulls. Um, and yeah, so now I got to go to the studio. I got to find the axe. And then if I find the axe, I might rip this arm off and move the shield around.
It definitely looks great.
yeah. If you can
Yeah,
find it, I
man.
mean, you can always do
It's gonna be real cool.
I like
just
how it's like Inception on Big Aaron's screen for a second because he was using his phone to take pictures. So I was watching a screen.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
So moving over to Big Aaron.
Yeah, so I finished the skeletons like just now, just within the past 5 minutes. Just put the last little little white on the teeths.
Awesome.
And that's the first unit finished for Curse City. I'm stoked.
It's awesome,
yeah,
dude.
that's
10
exciting.
down, 60 to go.
I really want to play some Curse City. I forgot to bring it home again. I brought it from the mailbox to the studio. It's 15 millimeter Napoleonic French. I called it. Didn't I say it was Napoleonic? I didn't know it was 15 millimeters though. Those are tiny. So I brought the box from the mail room to the studio and then forgot to bring the box home, but left the Chipotle in the studio fridge. So
At least you got a snack.
shame on me. Sorry, Josh, for next Wednesday. I'm sorry. In the time remaining, let's talk about really quickly what's going to happen next with the campaign. So we are all working on our next 500 points. So we are going to be having our 1,000-point games over the next couple weeks. I'm going to be releasing the week 3 and week 4 update videos, but I'm also going to be releasing the 3 battle reports that we did for the 500 points that we played like a week and a half ago now, 2 weeks
Which
ago.
I am super, super excited for because I didn't get to see any of that stuff.
Because you didn't get to
Hey,
see
Aaron,
that.
put it back on 4-way so we see everyone.
Okay, back on 4-way. So what are we gonna do for the 1,000-point battles? Do we want to do the 3 games again at 1,000 points? I think we could handle that, or do we want to do something different?
Yeah. I mean, unless the game master has any sort of narrative thoughts for it, I'm all for 1,000-point.
I
Well,
think the
so
biggest issue is time availability and like what we can work out.
I think my big question is, what happened last time?
What happened
Right,
last time is that we
Played a
talked
bunch of battles.
No, what happened last time is that we talked about getting to the studio at like 9. We didn't really get to the studio until like 11. Aaron and I played a practice game. So we got 4 500-point games in and we left at 11. So we started at 11 and we left at 11 and we played 4 500-point games and we recorded
And that
3
was
of them.
with a dinner break.
And that was with a dinner break and a little bit
For
of
Chipotle?
Chipotle.
for Chipotle.
You
And
knew it was.
yeah. So I mean, if we do actually arrive at the studio at 9 o'clock and we don't play a practice game, we can probably get 3,000-point games in.
Well, the issue is also that getting another full weekend day is going to be a stretch.
So,
For you or for
Yes.
everyone or just you?
For me.
Okay.
The only way I'd be able to swing that is if we did a Sunday because I already am scheduled for Sunday.
What do you mean you're scheduled for Sunday?
Well, like I have this set up for every Sunday. So it would be less of an issue.
Gotcha. Oh, I'm fine with a Sunday. I don't care Saturday or Sunday.
Well, I don't know if Big Aaron or Sean would be available.
yeah, we'll work it out. Yep.
Because the other option is we can still look at Wednesdays as an option.
All right, we'll figure it off stream. We got 3 minutes left. I'm sure people would rather hear us wrap up.
Well, so we are going to figure out whether we're going to do 3 battle reports or some crazy giant game. I guess we will leave it up to the game master, Sean, to figure that out for us next time. As always, thank you all so much for joining us. It is absolutely awesome to watch the number of people go up every week. It's awesome to see the comments going up every week. And it's also really great to see everybody who is participating in the Discord. Just more and more people sharing their knowledge, sharing their work, sharing their hobby, which is inspiring to me personally. So thank you all for that. As always, remember to like and subscribe, hit that bell button so you never miss an update. If you want to take your patronage to the next level, check out our Patreon, where depending on what levels you may get special access into the Discord server. And also you help the channel out financially, and it does actually help out. Every little dollar does go towards buying new stuff, upgrading equipment. For example, one of our cameras
doing big
needs to be replaced.
giveaways.
Doing
giveaways.
giant giveaways, which I've been saving for the end because I am thinking about giving away Bellacore.
What?
All right, so how do I enter this drawing?
Yeah, tell me more. And
I think we're going to talk about Bellacore at the end of the month after we wrap up Piety and Pain. I think that's
Wow.
what we're gonna do.
Wow.
right-
intense, bro.
Bellacore.
But right now, Bellacore is on the docket.
Good thing CGN members are allowed to
Yeah,
enter this next one.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
So thank you all very much. Remember, I already did all that.
Yeah, you did.
Until next time, we'll see you.
on the table.
Table.
I want to say